Back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, working the second caution of the Brickyard 400. Here's KFC fresh off the wire. Jimmy Johnson back in charge. Took the lead from Brad Kozlowski on that last restart. And this second caution waiting for Clint Boyer with a spin in turn number 2 after some contact with Juan Pablo Montoya. Denny Hamlin, one of the leaders on the last restart, running third, but slipped down in the corner, wound up back in 14th place.
See, he was able to get in front of his teammate Joey Logano and let him down in there. But I think, again, maybe Denny just didn't get those left sides cleaned off. Getting that 2-tire stop really looked like it hurt Denny quite a bit there, Dave.
DJ, there was some radio between Denny and Darian Grubb, his crew chief. It sounded like this.
Yeah, right there, bud. Just took off like I had a flat. Now I got no grip. 20th. Nice, 10-4, bud.
And I double-checked with Darian, and they are okay, except for that one thing, that track position.
Yeah. It's easy to give up. Awfully hard to get back.
It is. And they worked so hard at getting the pole and then doing all the right things there to make sure that they were in the front of this field as much as they could today. And all it takes is one slip. We said early in the show, got to do everything right here.
They'll have a chance to make this up because it did happen early, but that was still a setback.
So field doubling up for the restart. On the last restart, the inside line really advanced, and the outside line didn't go so well. So I want to point you to Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 car, third on that inside lane. He picked up 5 spots in the brief few laps of racing on that last restart, and now he's just third back on that inside row.
Yeah, it's just so treacherous on that outside. You can see that gray area. When you get your right side tires in there, you just have to slow down till you can get the car under control.
See, Kurt Busch, that last pit stop, he's the first car in this lineup that took 4 tires. He made up some ground on that start too, having to get by a few cars. He's got, like I said, he's the first car with 4 tires, but he is starting on the outside.
So we'll see how it all plays out. And you see Kyle Busch just ahead of Kurt Busch, who made up a little of the ground that he lost with that problem exiting pit road.
That goes just what you were saying, Alan. He was 13th on the inside, was able to really make up some ground early.
Quick bit of housekeeping on the all those wave rounds that last time by. Guys that got back on the lead lap: Bobby Labonte, Dave Blaney, David Gilliland, David Reagan, David Stremme. Free pass on this caution. Casey Mears, he's back on the lead lap in 32nd place.
Boyer did stay on the lead lap. He's at 29th.
And we're going to try it again. These difficult flat corners, so treacherous, just one car at a time. Put them double wide and fighting for position. And you know the competition is so equal in the Sprint Cup Series these days, you've got to get all you can before the field singles out.
And these drivers are well aware of that, and they know there's not much racing room to get it done on.
Jimmy Johnson, 48. Brad Kozlowski in the 2 alongside. Coming back up to speed. In the 17.
Got a huge push right there to go by Jeff Gordon.
But Kenseth not able to finish the pass. Gordon able to defend. There's Casey Kane in the 5 inside of Kurt Busch in the 51.
Casey Kane, somebody else will have to watch throughout this day. Seems to be on a march. Get himself up inside that top 10 as he's done now. See the 22 of Sam Hornish wiggled just a little bit right there. That's all that Kevin Harvick needed.
Sam Hornish Jr., the former Indy 500 winner, driving that Penske 22 after the suspension indefinitely of its regular driver for this season, A.J. Allmendinger. Due to a violation of NASCAR's substance abuse program, Allmendinger has already entered NASCAR's Road to Recovery program, hoping for reinstatement. Team owner Roger Penske here at the Speedway today, telling reporters that he'll have a conversation with Allmendinger this week, and they'll discuss what lies ahead.
See Trevor Bayne there, young driver here in the Wood Brothers number 21, making a pass on Eric Almirola, or trying to.
Almirola, that 43, was running 21st at that last caution. He was the first one to peel off and hit the pit lane. So all these cars on back made a pit stop under that last yellow.
Boyer's car is up to speed pretty good. He had that damage behind the left rear wheel and that damaged left front fender. They were able to repair that, get him back out without losing a lap.
See, Bayne actually lost a spot there and trying to make that pass. I believe he probably got a little bit loose being side by side. Montoya was able to take advantage. Now he's trying to get this spot back.
Made it look easy that time.
So things have sorted out since the restart. And we are 54 laps in, approaching 150 miles of the Brickyard 400. Our telecast presented by Golden Corral. Let's take an inside look and get unlimited access to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Brought to you by the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile app and the truly unlimited data on the Sprint Network. Brad Keselowski, the day's biggest mover, did not pit under the caution flag at lap 42 when all the other front runners did. So Keselowski up 20 positions in the race so far today. Get unlimited access to NASCAR with live in-car audio and real-time stats on the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile Android app, only from Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data. Learn more at sprint.com/speed. Brad Keselowski had fallen to third behind the 16 of Greg Biffle and just got that second position back.
I'm impressed because he's got older tires than the rest of the cars around him. And he did drop back initially, but now he's going back forward. Like you said, passing Greg Biffle.
Change for fourth.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon on the march again. It's like after he got kind of settled in after about 3 or 4 laps that his car started coming back to him after that restart.
24 car, good, looks like it's got good long run speed from what I've been seeing. But all of this is going on behind Jimmy Johnson, who is clear of the field by 2 seconds after his quick getaway from all the racing behind him after the last restart. Let's go up to speed with Nationwide Insurance and update you on some of the front runners. I can see him in the pit right in front of our position in the pagoda. Vince Welch is there, but we're going to hang on just a second with our up to speed because we might see some pit road action right here.
See Keselowski now making that stop. He was due to make a stop earlier than the rest of the leaders.
No penalties here. No penalties. You're 10 away.
Paul Wolf playing the fuel mileage game with Brad Keselowski. Now by waiting for this pit stop, they can now make it on 2 more stops, getting about 35 miles for a tank of fuel. Left side tires going on, topping it off with Sunoco fuel, and yesterday's winner is away.
What do you think, Andy?
Well, I like his strategy. I'll tell you, Paul Wolf just does such a great job on that box. He's always thinking just a little bit outside of the box. So what can I do to get my car to the front? He did that, stayed out, and the car is really fast. I'm surprised. They were not up at the front of the field when the race started, and he stole some track position there.
All right, Vince, you ready to go to work? We go up to speed with Nationwide Insurance. It's all yours. I'm the leader.
Well, Jimmy Johnson reporting that his car after that 2-tire pit stop is a little more free, but it has stabilized. He said if we go back to 4 tires, I think we're going to be right back where we were, which means really, really good. Dave?
Vince, I had a question for the spotter for Greg Biffle this morning, Joel Edmonds, who knows Greg very well. I said, Greg's known as such an aggressive driver, but this is such a technical track. How can he be so fast here? Joel said he's aggressive, but with car control. You've got to have both. Greg's headed today, and he's running second, Mike.
Before that last stop, Jeff Gordon was saying his car was tight in the center. They took right side tires and made a track bar adjustment. Since then, Jeff very happy, saying the car's very decent. Plans to use this run to, as he says, make some hay. The only concern, running just a little bit warm, Vince.
Well, the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. started this race 20th all the way up to 4th, and they've had to play no major strategy game, although they did take 2 tires. Jr. says the car is starting to free up a bit, but it's still not too bad.
Vince, no word from Kyle Busch on that belching motor. It seems to be back up to speed, and Kyle running very well. He's said nothing about the car handling-wise since that last round of yellow flag where they did not come to pit road. You see him reaching the switches there, but so far nothing amiss with the engine. His teammate Joey Logano right now for his car, he has no grip according to the driver, and in order to put the gas back down, he's got to wait longer than he wants to when he's coming off of the corner. Now behind him, Matt Kenseth in the 17 car. Remember, that car hit the wall twice before they ever went racing this weekend. Once in practice, once in qualifying. Jimmy Fennick told me this morning he should be fine. He was scowling at that fender while they worked on it this morning, but they got it right, and Matt's running in the top 10. Doc?
As for Kurt Busch, he was the first car off of pit road that took 4 tires. They took time to pull a rubber out of the left rear. Kurt says it's a little bit loose now late, but it is manageable. We have got a good race car here. Kurt Busch very excited about the car he's got right now. Dave Byrne.
Regan Smith in the 78 running 9th and carrying the names of the victims from the Aurora, Colorado tragedy. He's running well for them today. His car was very loose at the start of the race. They've made major adjustments to it, and now it is tight in the middle of the corner. When you get on either side of the adjustments, you start to know where you can land to be good. Mike?
Dave, the 56 team took only right side tires on the last stop, and at the beginning of this run, there was some concern for Martin Truex. He said the car was plowing and had no grip. That was just a couple laps into the run, but it has settled down. He said that's gone away. The car's much better now as they've got some heat in the tires. Guys?
All right, Mike and gang, there's an update on your top 10. Let's also update Brad Keselowski, who pitted from second a moment ago and stayed on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's a key thing. He got 4 tires. If that caution comes out now, he'll stay out, get that lead back. We're going to have to keep an eye on this car because he might not be at the front all day, but when it comes down to the end, he's going to be there because Paul Wolfe has figured out the strategy to get him there.
Jimmy Johnson, the 3-time winner and the 5-time champion, has led the most laps so far today in the Brickyard 400. He's building a huge lead over second place Jeff Gordon.